You guys are not going to believe what just happened in the Josh Duggar saga. I mean, seriously, when I first read this news, I literally had to put my coffee down and read it twice because, wow. Just wow. So before we dive into this absolutely wild update, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're about to spill some serious tea today. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one because what Josh just tried to pull is honestly, I can't even. Okay, so here's the thing. You know how Josh Duggar has been behind bars since his conviction? Well, apparently someone thought it would be a brilliant idea to try and get the court to pay for his legal battles. Yes, you heard that right. The man who comes from a family with serious real estate money is asking for free attorney. But wait, it gets better. Or worse, depending on how you look at it. Last month, and I'm still processing this audacity, Josh filed a motion demanding that the court appoint him an attorney. Not just any attorney, mind you, but one that would work for free to try and overturn his conviction. Can you imagine? The sheer nerve of this man never ceases to amaze me. Now, before you start typing in the comments about constitutional rights, and please do share your thoughts down below because I'm dying to know what you think about this. Let me explain something. Yes, the Constitution does guarantee the right to an attorney regardless of how much money you have. That's absolutely true. But here's where it gets interesting. This right typically applies to certain specific situations. It doesn't usually extend to what lawyers call endless appeals of a conviction. Basically, once you've been convicted and had your initial appeal, the court isn't obligated to keep providing you with free legal representation forever. Makes sense, right? I mean, think about it for a second. If that were the case, every single person in prison could just keep demanding free attorneys to file appeal after appeal after appeal. The system would collapse under the weight of all those cases. But Josh? Oh, Josh had other plans. On May 27th, mark that date because it's important, Josh filed this motion in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Arkansas. And get this, he filed it himself this time. No fancy lawyers, no legal team. Just Josh, probably sitting in his prison cell, thinking he could represent himself and convince a federal judge to give him free legal help. In his motion, he claimed his goal was to evaluate whether his constitutional rights were violated in a way that would invalidate his conviction, his sentence, or both. Essentially, he's still trying to find any possible loophole to get out of prison. According to Josh's own filing, and I have to wonder who helped him write this because the legal language seems pretty sophisticated for someone representing himself. He no longer has the funds to continuously fight his appeals. Now, this is where things get really interesting, and I want you guys to weigh in on this in the comments. Josh says he's broke, right? Can't afford lawyers anymore. But wait a minute. Doesn't his father Jim Bob have access to what sources are calling fresh real estate millions? I mean, we've all seen the reports about the Duggar family's property dealings. Jim Bob has been wheeling and dealing in Arkansas real estate for years, and from what we can tell, business has been pretty good lately. So, why isn't Daddy Dearest opening up the family checkbook to help his son? There are really only a few possibilities here, and none of them look great for Josh. Either Jim Bob genuinely doesn't have the money he claims to have, which seems unlikely given the real estate reports, or he's choosing not to spend it on Josh's legal battles. And honestly, that second option is fascinating to think about. What does it say about the family dynamics when even your own father won't bankroll your appeals? Is Jim Bob finally drawing some boundaries? Or is there something else going on behind the scenes that we don't know about? Now, we know that Anna, Josh's wife, reportedly still insists that her husband is innocent. She's been standing by him through all of this, which, well, that's a whole other conversation we could have. But maybe Jim Bob doesn't share that same conviction about his son's innocence? Or, and this is pure speculation on my part, so let me know what you think, maybe there's some sort of plan to try a different approach. We've seen other reality stars seemingly buy their way out of legal troubles before. Maybe the family is exploring other options? But here's where Josh's brilliant legal strategy completely falls apart. On Thursday, June 5th, Josh got his answer from the court. And spoiler alert, it wasn't the answer he was hoping for. U.S. Magistrate Judge Christy Comstock. And can we just take a moment to appreciate that a woman is the one shutting down Josh's ridiculous request? Declined his motion for court-appointed counsel. In her official order, Judge Comstock noted that Josh's motion lacked sufficient detail and failed to justify his request. Basically, she looked at his paperwork and said, "This isn't good enough. You haven't made your case." And honestly, this ruling isn't surprising at all. Like I mentioned earlier, the right to a court-appointed attorney when you can't afford one typically doesn't apply to someone who's already in prison and has already filed appeals. Especially not multiple appeals, which is exactly Josh's situation. But here's something interesting that a lot of people don't know. The court does actually have the discretion to appoint counsel even after a conviction and appeal. It's not common, but it can happen under certain circumstances. However, and this is a big however, the defendant would have to demonstrate that their claim isn't frivolous and has some sort of legal or factual complexity that warrants additional representation. Apparently, Josh failed to do any of that. His motion didn't meet the basic requirements to even be considered seriously by the court. Now, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind while researching this story, and I'd love to hear your perspectives in the comments below. There are over 1 million people currently incarcerated in the United States. That's a staggering number when you really think about it. Many thousands of these individuals are either completely innocent or are serving sentences that don't fit their crimes. Our legal system and our prison system have serious problems that need addressing. The conditions in many facilities are inhumane, and the fact that innocent people will inevitably spend time behind bars should motivate us to make those conditions better for everyone. But, and this is important, sometimes the system does get it right. And many people, including myself, sleep a little easier knowing that Josh Duggar is currently behind bars with no access to children. What's particularly frustrating about Josh's continued appeals is that they feel like attempts to escape accountability rather than genuine concerns about justice. His legal team had multiple opportunities during his initial trial and appeal to raise any constitutional violations or procedural errors. The fact that he's now trying to get free representation to continue fighting suggests this is more about avoiding consequences than addressing any legitimate legal issues. What do you think about Josh's failed attempt to get free legal representation? Do you think his family should be supporting him financially, or are they right to cut him off? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and I love hearing your perspectives on these complex situations. And if you found this breakdown helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into celebrity legal drama. There's never a shortage of drama in the world of reality TV. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.